really feel like that needs to go longer. Why do we make that so short?
Because it was fire. When it's
was
too much
fire.
fire, man, you got to put
Too
it
much
out.
fire?
It was too hot.
No such thing as too much fire. Geek Taxes Cypher, we back y'all for 2023. This is episode 322. That's kind of great how that happened, 322 in 2023. Some sort of mathematical thing going on there. We're winning out here. How are you guys? How was your holidays? How's everything?
It was good. Fed well.
Jolly and well.
Good. Good. Mine was jolly. Well, yeah, we could say well. Well,
got to see my fiance's side of the family that we hadn't seen in 3 years because of the whole lockdown thing. Got a little emotional, but it was good.
You got a little emotional upon seeing people, or
yeah, 3 years haven't she saw her aunt that she hadn't seen in 3 years because of the whole lockdown stuff, and she was feeling all the emotions, and I was like, oh man, don't cry.
Gotta be the stone. Be the stone.
But it was good. It was fun. Lots of chaos from her cousin. It was jokes. It was funny.
Do tell.
Just like so she has like two little cousins, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like what, 4 and 6 or something,
right.
And they got a little money from her parents, and then her older cousin, that's their uncle, was like, hey yo, did your grandma didn't get you that much? I was like, what are you doing? And he just constantly just badgering it. And then his mom rolls up, like their grandma rolls up, and then he starts saying it to his mom, being a little chaos bringer. Right. And I was like, hey, I'm not a lawyer, but I advise you to not repeat that so that you don't die. I repeated anyway, and the mom just looked at it.
Check out the room.
Get out of here.
Like, I mean, be serious.
The room.
I gave them equivalent.
That's amazing.
It was fun. It was jokes. It was fun. The kids got a little bit older, so before they were like a little bit younger, they got a little bit older, and they're like all happy to see my fiance. So they're playing soccer with her, like with a very, very, very soft ball in the house. And so she's running around and moving around and everything. I'm like, you're gonna feel that tomorrow. And she just drop into her knees to be the goalie and everything, because she's back in the day.
Don't do
I'm
that.
Like, oh Lord. I was like, you're gonna die. The following day he's like, my thighs, they're done. And I was like, okay, I got you, don't worry.
That's funny.
So it was good.
That makes me laugh. That was good shit.
Oh shit.
Man. And Dave, how were your holidays?
Same old. Just fam jams, and unfortunately working because I get some of that time.
When did fan jam become a word? Wait, when
fam jam has been in the white dictionary for quite some time.
I know. I'm asking when.
All right.
I want to know when fam jam. Are we jamming? Are we creating jam? Are we making different kinds of jam?
No,
how are we
there
jamming?
Is no making of food.
Because from Bob Marley's standpoints, jamming means a whole different thing that you're not necessarily doing with family. Actually, you might in Bob's family.
It means chilling out and having a good time with your family. For those people, that's a different. That's
Clancy Wiggum might have something different to say about that.
Well, I'm not saying he doesn't, but I know some family members that do that with some of their other family members. So yeah, I mean, like, it could mean that too, depending on whatever floats your boat as a family.
Just wondering if this is where fam jam was derivative from, or if it was just like, hey, we're a family, like the Partridge Family, and we're jamming together.
I'm pretty sure it's because some white dude was like, fam jam, that rhymes, and they're words. Let's do it.
So I am looking on Urban Dictionary because there's no other better. There's no better place. There's nothing else that's good enough. So there's only Urban Dictionary, and it says here, a party or get-together that consists of only family members in a jam or party-like setting. July 23rd, 2005.
Oh, so shoot. Like
2005.
I was going to say, like,
documented as possibly being a word.
I was going to say, it was definitely a 2000s term. A term that came out from the 2000s.
Yeah. Definitely. Man.
So there you go.
Okay.
I mean, it's not... Urban Dictionary is not an official thing, but it's the only resource I know to go look and see, anything,
But one notable thing, I don't know what you guys did for New Year's. One thing I thought was cool. So I end up going. I met for like a friend of a friend of mine. I met this guy named Ivan, and he's like one of the people that I find out like because he's like much older. He's like in his 60s or well now he's in his 60s for sure. When he wasn't necessarily in his 60s, but he is like a guy who does model trains and does. You guys know at Comic-Con there's that model train set usually at the beginning of Comic-Con where there were many years in a row. There was like a Harry Potter one, there was a Star Wars one, so on and so forth. I ended up going to this guy's place, and at the same time, he's also on the 40 for people who don't know what I'm talking about. It's a highway in Montreal. Off the 40, there's that building where there's like the skeleton and the fancy lights.
Yeah.
He owns that, and it's like basically a lighting company.
You mean Ivan Co?
Yeah.
You're talking about my dad's friend Ivan Co?
Yeah.
This anyways.
So sick. That's
Montreal's
crazy.
A little big city. Montreal's like Reno. Everybody knows this buddy. Everybody knows everybody.
Exactly.
Those people have wild Halloween parties every year. They're from Northside Dorval.
I went to this guy's place. So to say this guy's model train set is big is like an understatement. To take his entire basement is a model train. Like it consists of every room. It passes through walls and shit. I was there. I'm like, I took a video. The video, I didn't have a lot of battery left on my phone. The video was consistent of a minute and a half. It died, and I didn't get to the end of me trying to like properly describe how far this thing goes and how it comes back. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. And then he set off like the coolest firework. It was like he had these fireworks that went only so high, like 5-10 feet at most, so it looked like they're at ground level, and they went off as if they were the ones up in the air. So he's like, yeah, you guys just don't come around here, and because we're like they chilled there because they were professionals and they knew what they were doing and whatnot. Yeah, it's obviously associated with whatever it is they offer. And the dopest 30 to 40 minutes of a freaking fireworks show I've ever seen.
Did you have ear protection at least? Did he offer that? Like here's
none.
No, but it was like protection. It was not bad in that regard. Like my ears weren't hurting, and like, it wasn't like I don't know what these fancy fireworks are, but I was like there. I'm like, for those who can't see him, I just dropped my jaw. I was there. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like I was in awe. I feel like I'm in the clouds. That's what it felt like.
That's really cool, man.
And ironically, I could tell that he was hosting technically a fam jam and inviting. It was a generational party where everyone was allowed to invite their friends and whoever they wanted. So it was a pretty interesting mix. That would be a dope ass highlight of my holiday season. Shout out to you, Ivan. Shit was dope.
That's really cool, man. I can't say that my New Year's had that in it, but yeah. had a model train set going throughout the whole house and everything like that.
Dude, it was ridiculously impressive. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was there, I'm like, this is nuts. But speaking of things that are nuts, should we get into the crazy world that is the WWE and the delicious shitstorm of news that's happened in the last 24 to 48 hours?
I can't believe this is real.
Because it is so Vince McMahon that this is happening.
All this stuff that's going on. I feel like men's reality TV.
100%.
This is nonsense business going on. Dude gets fired in disgrace. Vince McMahon, remember that. Vince McMahon didn't retire. He stepped down in disgrace. Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he wrote a letter to the board saying like, hey, yo, do you mind if I come back? And they're like, dude, it's still hot out here for you. You can't come.
Yeah.
Dude, they are looking to litigate against you over your crimes. We can't do like, no.
Like I love
how's that gonna make us look
your crimes, because that's like, oh my god. Okay, so okay, I'll try and
so yeah, set it up,
yeah,
Dave.
So for whoever doesn't know or probably is learning about potentially right now. So in the last few weeks, first of all, Vince McMahon was accused, and he basically admitted to paying several women for sexual favors and kept it under wraps for
Paid money
for
to keep it
obvious
under
reasons.
wraps.
Yeah, exactly. Which is crime, etc. But a crime in this scenario.
All that money you still can't. Wow.
Exactly. So he does that. So
all
he
that
steps.
money, a storyline in your damn show played out for real.
Yeah. So Vince McMahon is basically forced to give up his own company and step down from any form of, other than owning his 81% voting shares. He basically had to step out of all other facets of WWE. Fast forward a little while, Triple H and Stephanie.
6 months later.
Yeah, well, for
8 months.
A few months of Steph and Hunter being in charge and getting everything back on track. And frankly, I thought the product itself was getting much better on all sides, and they're rehiring company morale
up.
Fixing,
everyone was happy. Everyone's like, oh man, I could old man not here anymore. Okay, we could actually work.
Yeah, we could do things now. And the concept of rehiring all the really stupid fires, and especially not only having them rehired, but when they came back, they didn't do the crappy gimmick that was handed to them when they were at the end of the rope, because a lot of talent got screwed over because of their gimmicks. But then 6-8 months later, Vince is now trying to come back. He forces himself back because of the voting power that he has. He not only forces himself back, he basically in the board, he also fires 2 other people to then get 2 of his selected people. I won't use the word cronies, which has been used, but his 2 set of ambassadors to go onto the board. And then within 24 to 48 hours, maybe it was 72 hours actually, of this being like actually official in news, because that was like broken out on the weekend. On Tuesday, Stephanie McMahon resigns from her entire position at WWE. She had taken a break at one point because she was obviously like drained and whatnot from it, looked like, because that was also the time when Hunter unfortunately had a heart attack and whatnot. But then Steph is now officially resigned, and then within a few hours or maybe even minutes after, there's a strong report of WWE being sold to Saudi Arabia. Although now that has been proven to be false, it also just reconfirms that it is definitely a possibility if it was able to be made of fake news. At least in this type of regard. And it also coincides with, I would imagine, why on earth would Stephanie McMahon, a female, want to leave the company so randomly? Like it's because I'm not look, Saudi has a lot of great investments and they've done a lot of amazing things, but we know how some of the culture can be, and it aligns with that. And I'm not
the human rights stuff that's going on there, and and just very difficult. I mean, everything that happened with the World Cup, but people still watch the World Cup. I mean, and all like, we could be like, hey, our morals about this, but you're still looking at the World Cup like, okay. Who you backing? I'm backing this guy. Okay, cool. Put up the flags.
Yeah.
And the amount of money that they were. So I think originally the person. So I think after, like, this was all happening today, where like there was reporting that Saudi Arabia through their sport fund is going to buy all of WWE, and then I think later on in the day, like, the report kind of got retracted. So one of the people that originally tweeted it out as a report ended up deleting their tweet about that happening, and then everyone's kind of trying to figure out what's going on and walking it back and everything like that. And the amount of money that I think that was being said about if they did buy it was going to be ridiculously just overvalued. So even the amount I see, like Lee J talking about Disney will buy it, like, it was even more money than Disney even has. It was a ridiculous amount. It was just like, you don't even need to be putting in that kind of money, but they were just going to do it just to be like, we have everything. But apparently not founded, denied. But it's just, time will tell. Looking left, looking right. Just wait out the clock. Let's see what happens.
I don't know, man. Like it's funny because I also read a report that someone had interviewed some of the talent, and they said at least one said that if that was real and that actually happened, that they would walk. Now, they didn't obviously disclose who that is, but like, think about it. But let's like think about it for a second. Let's say that this is true. I cannot. I don't know how it would actually affect WWE creative, right? Because like I don't know. You know, Saudis are also smart businessmen. They could be like, well, you have a good product. Let the people who know what they're doing, i.e., Triple H and whatnot, do what they do. You know, but like,
I think
all talent would be shook. I feel like there's some talent that did not ever go to Saudi because they didn't want to go there,
right?
You know, and I don't want to. Well, no, we could say I know Sami Zayn was like absolutely like obviously not. I'm not going there for obvious reasons as well, because there's the culture, his culture background, and theirs technically clash historically and whatnot. But like, I can't imagine how that would have a crazy. Like, it's an amazing thing because people are like, oh, why are the stocks going up? It's like, well, Vince is back and they're gonna sell, so you know that, you know, and depending who they sell to, like, you know, that's the reason why all the market is going up, which is also going to in turn, when they do this, if whoever bounces out, you know, because if they sell the WWE to another company, doesn't technically the board? I think the board would have to change, right? Like they don't get they lose their stock.
I think so, yeah. I think
right?
what usually happens is you sell your stock, and if you're a shareholder that's actively a board member, then I think when you're selling it, you're giving up that right to the next person. So then you don't have a say anymore because you sold your stock. And if you are a person that has enough that has the say in the company and stuff like that, because right now they're publicly traded, and I think what people are assuming is that if they do get sold, that they will be private and won't be public anymore. So they don't really have to adhere to anything. And if Vince is coming back, and Vince is coming back as like lead creative or lead whatever, and he just put in his own people, because I think when he was there, he got rid of Triple H. No,
well, that's the thing, right? Like
he got rid of Triple H, and then when Triple H came in, everyone's like, okay, let's see where this goes, and everyone's like, oh, product got good. Oh, I actually want to watch. People are actually watching. People were wait, Cody Rhodes came. Wait, what? American Nightmare went back. Why do you what? And he's like, oh, maybe creative changed enough for him to be like, you know what? Let's cement some stuff here. Get me in the Hall of Fame, because I've done what my dad did. Basically, head up my own company, made my own name for myself. Got NWA championship. Like I got numbers on the boards, and I've did this own thing. I did hey, I can be creative too. Like, this is how we should be doing it. You know, so it's if Vince is coming back, I don't think that's going to be a positive for a lot of the roster, and I think a lot of the roster want to work, want to be there. I mean, it's not like there's no other options in wrestling right now. There are, thank God. I mean, you can't, you know.
And if there was a massive exodus, honestly, that massive exodus would more likely than not really assist the other pawns in the game of wrestling to really increase. Like, you know, sure, some of it would be hard because you're going to have potentially too much talent, but like, imagine everyone leaves and Tony Khan is just like, oh, so I just have like this thing called ROH, and you, and ROH is the biggest thing in the world. Woo!
But except for
no, but you get what I'm saying.
Like, I get it, but
I don't think
his roster is too big. He can't even manage what he has, even with ROH.
I don't think
he hasn't launched ROH yet. That's part of the problem with his roster. Go on.
I was gonna say I don't think a lot of the WWE roster is going to leave. I think a handful of people will leave, but I don't think it's going to be a mass exodus if this ever does go through and happen.
I think it would be one of those things where you'd have obviously a certain exodus of talent, because I think some talent would see it as, and I'm not even talking about just like wrestlers. I'm talking about any employee there. I think some people would potentially, because imagine because like all due respect, like I always give respect to Vince McMahon. Like you can't deny that he left his mark and he did a lot that people probably said he couldn't do, right, with the company and stuff. And he obviously did great story arcs and all this type of stuff. But like I feel like he's been out of touch for a while. And
he has founder syndrome, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, like, I made this thing and I need to be the one to like really run it continuously. And it's like, but you have talented people behind you. You could just ease it off to them and chill out and bring back XFL.
Yeah, you want to work on a mistake, work on that one. But like I agree with you. Like I feel like that's what's going on, and I feel that if he were to come back, like there would be a lot of talent. Because imagine you've just now worked underneath Triple H and Steph for the last 8 months.
Yeah,
and there's for sure a bunch of staff that went from like, oh man, this kind of sucks, or like in some shape or form not enjoying working there, to being like, holy crap, this is really different. I really like this. I'm inspired again to, like, you could see it in the product.
I don't even know if it's inspired. I think just being allowed to work.
Allowed you understand what I mean? To say like something that's not rejected.
Sometimes you're part of creative and you're like, okay, this is the thing I have. I think this guy is really good at doing this. I talked with him. We worked it out. We're doing it. All right, let's do this. And then your boss just vetoes you and just gets like, no, I don't like that. Do this. And it's like, but that's no one goes to the circus. There's no what is it, Circus of the Stars anymore. That's not a thing anymore. Do it anyway.
People don't say
you don't have a roster full
anymore.
Of Sandals. You don't have a roster full of Sandals that gets a bunch of crap and just makes it good anyway.
You can't call me Burrcat. You idiot. You piece of shit old man. You can't call me Burrcat and then my real name, you dummy. No.
Right? There's so many people like just at the top of my head.
He is literally Mr. Burns in the softball episode. That's all Vince McMahon is now. He's
Shave
Mr.
those
Burns.
Sideburns.
That's it. That's all he is. Put a shirt on, Fatty. What are you talking about? Put a shirt on. Okay. That's it, bro. That's all Vince McMahon is, man. Hurt Business. We don't want to see a bunch of hooligans hanging around together. What are you, gangbangers? No, sir. We're actually a security force that's a stable and it's quite effective. See, one of us is WWE champion. Pish posh. Break them up. That's Vince McMahon. Look, Hurt Business is getting back together. Next week, they're broken up. Guaranteed.
For sure.
Everything.
If he comes back. Because the one thing that we didn't get to is that later today, the first lawsuit actually came in. One of the people who got fired officially put a lawsuit and is like, and actually in the lawsuit writes cronies as the people that replaced him and the other person. He's like Vince McMahon literally came in, fired 3 people so that he and his 2 cronies can do what they wanted to do.
There we go.
Who
was this?
Well, that's I'd have to get out the article. I don't have it at the top of my head, but give me a second. It'll take me 2 seconds.
I'd have to get up.
Listen, I'd have to do work. Right?
I'd have to move. I don't want
to. You figure it out. No, I'm just kidding. So it is Scott Fellows.
I don't know who that is, but good for you. Good on you, fellow.
He was a previous he's a WWE shareholder. So I don't know how they don't divulge how much of a shareholder he is,
but he
officially, And actually, you know what? I'm gonna try and see if I could, because they rate the blurb. I'm gonna see if I could find the cronies comment. Excerpt from the lawsuit. Yes. Okay. So I could say this quickly. So an excerpt from the lawsuit is: following an investigation into the allegations of sexual harassment against McMahon, the board unanimously determined it was not the best interest of the company and its stockholders for McMahon to return to the WWE. Nonetheless, McMahon executed the written consent to remove certain directors who opposed him and added himself and 2 cronies to the board.
So people were still saying no, and then he was like, nah.
Well, he's like, it's unanimous. It's not unanimous. You have majority vote. It doesn't
Plus
matter.
two guys that are going to vote for you. That's 85.
Yeah.
That's 90.
Yeah.
That's 95. We're
Yeah.
5%. Shut the hell up.
Exactly.
Wow.
It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
Yo, that's Gentleman to Evil. That is the most Mr. Black thing I've ever seen ever. Holy
This is literal dynasty. This is
it's
this
real
is
life
80s
dynasty.
drama TV show prime time.
Yo, I'm 85. That's 90. That's 95. What up? That's not their names. There is now.
It's completely wild. And like I said, like I feel like the thing that kind of sucks is the reverberations on the talent. Like even think about this, like none of this would have affected me if it wasn't for the fact that Stephanie McMahon actually resigned from WWE. Didn't change jobs.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything. She's like, I've had enough.
Dad came back to work and she was like, nope.
Yeah, like it's his daughter.
Think
and
about
like,
that.
Like, yeah.
And think of, and this also, she's actually well liked.
Yeah.
People love Stephanie McMahon.
She's
she
like,
was a horrible character, but like actual
work,
boss,
yeah.
Actual work, business stuff.
Yeah.
Like she's like, okay, I got this. This is how you talk to people. This is how you do this. Like my favorite was Eric Bischoff. They asked like, oh, so how was it getting fired from WWE? He was like, Stephanie fired me. And this is what I can tell you. This is the most nicest firings I've ever gotten in my whole career. It was just pleasant. And you just understood like, yes, I'm getting fired. That's fine. No problem. I was just like, what?
Yeah, like
She's just nice.
That?
She's not. She's like, think about it this way. For what, 10 years in the Attitude Era, like her dad was just going, yeah, just that was his catchphrase for 10 years of him in the company, and that's how he built his persona, being the evil boss. And then glass would shatter, and he would freak the hell out in the middle of the ring, and then Stone Cold would run out.
But like your own daughter, like sees you walk through the door and is like, nah. Like, don't get me wrong. Also, maybe there's also the thought for her, like, because she did take a break before. Who knows? Maybe she was planning to leave before. But if you think about it, she's like, if you're not gonna finally give me the reins, I'm not gonna. I don't want to.
Nah, Nick Khan's getting it, man. That fat dude.
Well, no, because she was with
she was co-CEO with another guy,
with Nick, and then she's like, yeah, I think Nick got this. She's like, Nick's gonna take all the heat. I'm not getting sued. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
How you gonna I'ma head out your own dad? Like he literally walks in the door and you're like,
have you met her dad?
Exactly.
Unless maybe, but maybe
have you worked for your dad? Have you worked for your dad being the daughter of your dad? You saw those storylines.
Yes, I did. Those are some nasty storylines where you're just like, whoa, bro, really?
But you might be onto something. She may have done this to save herself legally for any stupid shit. You're
like, oh, y'all about to do that? Nope. I'm out.
You're not. That's a good cut.
Triple H must have drawn up some sort of clause where it's like, okay, sure, you can fire me, but you can't fuck up my creative because I signed these guys to different contracts where you can't mess around. And then he's gonna be like, peace. All right, I'm out. Then at that point, it's like, yeah, sorry guys, like I tried to keep it, but like at least you're still hired, and then you could pray that they get writers that'll listen to you and not Vince. I don't know.
Or the writers would have more power over than Vince, but Vince doesn't.
That should be a stipulation somewhere, but I don't know if they would be smart enough to do that yet.
Like, because the thing is, to be quite honest, Vince as like let's say a businessman, I don't care. That's fine. The thing that bothers me is Vince as like
you're talking to
horrible.
Vince as a businessman. This nigga lost the F in WWF. No, you don't want. No.
All I'm saying is no. But
he lost that. You don't want him as a businessman anymore.
Well, I mean, who's gonna win in that match? The World Wildlife Fund or World Wrestling Federation?
What I'm saying is that was the start of a very slippery slope as his downfall.
No.
That was a steroid scandal.
That you want to know why they lost that? Because even if they won it, they would have lost. They would have had bad PR for turning to a fucking wildlife foundation and say, "Screw you, we're taking your name."
With that panda, we beat up that panda. Yeah.
And then like we wouldn't have those memes.
It's clear, but you see, first of all, and this is just a little tangent, but to the Wildlife Foundation, it's clearly like WWLF. And these assholes want to be like, nope. Like, you know it's WWLF. You know it's WWLF. Because wildlife ain't nobody hyphenating wildlife with just an F. Fuck off. Nobody's doing that.
No
Okay,
one's doing that.
I don't care. So
I love the vengeance about it. No one's doing that.
that's them being
Absolutely
petty
not.
and them actually winning. I can't believe they won that. Some judge.
Actually,
remember-
wildlife is one word.
exactly. So why would you use the F?
No, because the
Foundation.
world, W,
Oh.
wildlife, one word, fund, F-U-N-D is
Or
Fuck
fund,
them.
yeah,
The fund.
fund.
It's a fund. It's a fund.
yeah, F-U-N-D, not fun.
It's a fund.
Yeah.
World Wildlife Fund. Bastards. Such bastards.
But
When
we
did they
would
come
have
about? 1980 something?
Oh, okay. So I'm looking it up. I'm just quickly looking this up.
Let's
So
go.
in 1986, the organization changed its name to World Wild Fund for Nature while
What?
retaining the WWF initials.
What?
However,
What?
it continued and at the time to operate under the original name in the United States and Canada.
You see that?
Oh.
Right there, that should be cut. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Go away.
But again, you're telling me a company that has a big bunch of sweaty men is coming after
Yes.
the World Wildlife Fund.
Fuck
and
them
they're
animals, man. Yes.
Fuck them
I'm telling you,
animals.
It's not a good look.
Yo,
It's
fuck
not
them
gonna be a
lions,
good
bro.
look. Yo, remember when those wrestlers beat up that panda? And they said it's our name now.
It is our. It's been our name. What do you mean our name now?
Remember they were beating him up and they're like, fight back. Fight back. Fight back.
Ridiculous.
Oh man, damn you guys.
Remember when they super kicked them through the Brutus cake?
Brutus the
barbershop?
beef. Oh man,
I can't even say the man's name.
no, you can't.
Beefcake.
They super kicked the panda right through his barbershop
Oh,
window.
man. All right, so Dave, if you have to quickly judge
Yeah.
which storyline is gonna get ruined first, who's gonna lose? Like, what's going? Like, what's the first sign of everything going to shit again? Is it Theory losing his first name again? Is it friggin' what's Karrion Kross is being booted off TV again? What is it like?
Definitely, if they make
Is it Omos becoming WWE champion?
it would be them making Roman Reigns say something along the lines of suffering succotash again.
Oh,
That would be the one.
so
That would be like the ultimate, because then you would know that Vince is like, I'm here to ruin this. Like if he says that, like there's
You
gonna
know
be
what'd
like
be
a
crazy?
ghost Vince and like flames in the background. Like nah,
so petty, man.
it is. I honestly look again. He was a great creator, and I'm not saying that he can't create more, but it's like, dude, like everyone. I don't want to be like this, but everyone knew that the Steph/Triple H regime was gonna be a good idea. It was
Raw
a good idea.
after dark. That's all I gotta say. All right, the boiler room cage fights that were happening on Raw.
Oh my god!
In her-
I forgot those. I didn't want to remember those.
Yeah. Remember when everyone had a
change?
Everyone had a
channel.
second persona, and they were all in these cage match
Oh.
/ fight club things. And
Oh
Shane
my
McMahon was running it,
God.
and then he got quickly fired, and then it disappeared. That shit's coming back.
It was so bad.
Remember the dancers?
You know what it is? It'll be
1
the
week.
firings. It will be the firings. It'll be the random firings that happen.
For the firings that I never understood, that no one could ever explain.
No-
Oh yeah, we
no-
don't have money. Goodbye.
No one's gonna ever explain to me Karrion Kross being fired.
No,
He
forget him.
was
Everybody.
no one's gonna explain to me why he got fired, and no one's gonna explain to me why they gave him whoever thought that ridiculous outfit looked good on him when he got called up to the main roster.
Oh, because they're trying to destroy people. That's why.
He looked like he came out of an S&M orgy, and you're like, oh no, it's because they want to sell toys of this.
Nah, he looked like
His
Dante
work.
from Dante's Inferno on the EA game. That was really kind of not great. If you all remember that really weird game. Yeah, that's what he
Alright,
was.
the
I
movie.
enjoyed it, and then you get to the end, and it was basically
Yeah.
the ending boss was basically this is the end. I think this is the end got their ending
What?
where Satan comes
Yeah.
up and it's just this thing just dangling around.
Oh, geez. Oh. Wow. Yeah, they got in
So I
trouble
think they're
for
like,
that.
hey, that game, remember that game? Yeah. Yeah, I remember that game. When we get our movie, oh, that'd be so awesome. And then we go up then we go up to heaven anyway, and then the beam of light just cuts it. Yeah. I can't do his laugh very well.
Oh my god, you don't smoke, but you sure do play one real well. God damn.
I mean, Seth, his voice isn't hard to do.
No, he's
there it is.
Yeah, that was it.
There it is.
This is one of the best.
You see what your boy did to Ninja Turtles?
Thank you, Josh.
No, what happened?
You see what he did, Seth? Okay, because everyone's been like talking about. There's two versions of Ninja Turtles coming out. There's like the Seth Rogen version, and then there's like the other guys from Saturday Night Live that are doing a version too.
Okay.
So the Seth Rogen version, they've been trying not to leak pictures, but they have been leaking pictures, so and so of the like of Pat, and like I guess it's set. It's called Mutant Madness or Mutation Madness or something. Oh,
that's what that is. Okay.
And I think it's set when they're preteens, not preteens, but before they're the full Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Right. So they look kind of kiddish. And like the internet's like, man, that's my Ninja Turtles. And I'm just like, listen, it looks better than Rise of the Ninja Turtles. And I'm happy.
Again, the line I always use for any of this stuff that's becoming new and different and blah, blah, blah is from Dexter's Laboratory. And him and his sister, they have like, he has like a machine where you could switch bodies and you're changing in a bunch of different stuff.
I love it.
And the last part is they're kind of close, but he's in his sister's body and his sister's in his body. And he's like, why not? I've been everything else today. So, I mean, just let it happen. If it does well, it does well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that the Ninja Turtles that you already have are gone and disappeared and displaced. It just means that here's a new thing. They're trying something different. They're always like that. Ninja Turtles are just like Archie. Archie tries everything. Throw it at the wall. See what sticks. Somehow, Riverdale stuck. Look at that. Whoa.
Riverdale. Hey. If you go back to season 1 Riverdale, a lot of season 1 Riverdale couldn't go by now. That's nuts. How that transcended that timeline line of being like, nope. Like,
and Archie's still around. The fact that Archie's still around. Think
after
about
that. Yeah, true.
Archie's still around.
Donatello has glasses in Mayhem?
But Donatello, like they've implemented Donatello having glasses since like I'm gonna say Michael Bay's Turtles. Like, yes, he has. I don't like it.
Well, no, he had spectacles he had like special glasses for when he was working. Like they were for like a purpose. This is just like reading glasses.
Yeah. They got to make the threatening dark one, also nerdy I don't know.
I don't want him to have glasses.
Someone called me out. They're like, "Oh, so you like Donatello?" I'm like, "What do you mean talking about?" I was like, "Well, Raphael's a New Yorker, Leonardo's a nerdy one, Michelangelo's a surfer." I'm like, "And Donatello's a smart one." He's like, "He's the black one." I'm like, "What? That doesn't make any sense."
I'm surprised. It makes a lot of Michelangelo was the black surfer or something, because they usually pair him and Donatello up because Donatello's being more philosophical.
Right.
And then like Michelangelo's being more like stonery, but still still on that same philosophical level as him.
Yeah.
More open-minded kind of thing.
Well, actually, fun tangent. So I think Boom Studios just did Power Rangers Ninja Turtles again, the second portion of that. And in this one, it's like a mutation thing where the Power Rangers morph into the animals that they actually are. So they mutate into them.
It's crazy.
And then the turtles mutate reverse. So these two motherfuckers named Donatello and Michelangelo, turns out they black guys. And the internet burned itself down. Burned itself down. Mad people like, what are you doing? Those aren't my turtles.
Wait, but they were green before. They're okay when they're green, and then they get
fine with their green, but when they somehow turn into humans for like a day, oh, they're black. Nope. Anger. All the anger.
That's hilarious.
So silly, but yeah. So
you saw yourself as Michelangelo Donatello this whole time? That's weird.
Actually, as a kid coming up, I never really messed with Mikey like that. I always thought he was too goofy and he was like a liability to the rest of the turtles. Like I never understood. Like in Turtles 1, it's like, how did Raphael get beat up and caught? And you have this idiot with these nunchucks being like challenging people and being like, keep practicing. It's like, dude, just shut up. Like, thumps him in his head real quick. Like this guy can't.
It was just because Raph is just so angry all the time. He's just all anger, all power, and he's got to dial it back, but he just doesn't. He's like, yo, you got to be in the group. Fuck you.
That's all good in Turtles 1 where the anger is maintained and it's anger. And then Turtles 2, he's like goofy and the niggas dancing. By Turtles 3, you're like, wait, what? You like kids? What the fuck is going on here? Like, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, they can't. They're like, man, we're like a big, like when they made that movie, they're like, okay, we're gonna do it like the comics.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
cool. Because the comics ain't for kids, man.
Mm.
Comic ain't for kids. But then all of a sudden, they're making a bunch of toys. The TV show's taking off. They're doing stage shows. They
Coming out of our
they got
shelves.
Christmas music movies coming out. This thing is making money. Make it towards kids.
Yeah.
Who's the hottest thing right now? Vanilla Ice. Put him in the movie.
You know what?
All right.
Make him write a song.
What do kids? All right, third movie. What do kids like? Japanese period dramas. You don't even know what you're doing.
Oh man, I hated those kids specials or after school specials where they're trying to teach you some shit and they're like featuring the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and only Michelangelo's orange ass would show up.
Oh
and
yeah,
like,
you're talking about the drug one.
I'm talking about most of them, but the drug one. And
I remember the one with the drug one. Oh, the turtle's gonna show up, and it's just Mike.
You're like, those aren't my turtles. Where's Donnie? I'm looking for the man with the stick. Why do I have to look at you?
Man with the stick.
Stupidness.
The man
So
that has
many-
a weapon I can actually use. take the broom handle. Take the broomstick.
Yep.
I was thinking, yeah, there you go.
The broomstick
handle.
all day. Yeah. or when the United States decided nunchucks or nunchaku were too violent, so Mikey had to get a grappling hook. Yet
I hate that.
No,
But
that
wait.
wasn't that the UK?
That was the
specifically
UK, but it
because they
also-
banned like ninjas basically, like
but then it
outright
transferred
ninjas.
over here. So season 2 on, Mikey's just got the grappling hook, except
Yeah.
for everybody else has their weapons.
Mhm.
They barely
Well, because
use them.
you can't make their weapons technically. The amount of times I remember kids would come to school and they took a wooden
Yeah.
broom handle, chopped that in half. They managed to get a screw and a chain, screw that in, and boom,
Yeah,
homemade
yeah.
nunchucks, baby.
Yeah. I did that with rope. You would just get like little screws, a drumstick. Actually, drumsticks are the best. Take a drumstick, chop that shit in two. Both
Mhm.
sides, screw in, and you just take like string or rope. Nunchucks, dog. It's easy.
Yeah.
Super
So that's
wild
why they
easy.
banned it. That's straight up why they banned it, man.
But what? You can't take a broomstick and just be like, "I'm Donatello." Just like, what's stopping you from doing that? What's stopping you from taking
I don't
3
know.
knives
I
and
think-
taping them
I
together
think-
and calling it size?
I think nunchucks, you could put them in a bag and sneak them in. A broomstick is a fucking broomstick. You ain't the janitor. That's a
broomstick's a
union gig.
fucking
Get out of here, kid.
you ain't the janitor. Get out of here.
That's a union gig. Get out of here. You can't do that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming, man.
That's what I'm assuming.
That's what I'm assuming.
That's amazing. Oh, geez. Woo! You guys watch any good TV? You know what? I'll go first. Jack Ryan is fired. Why didn't no one tell me that show was good?
Because I want to watch. Wait, Jack Ryan or Jack Reacher?
No, you see, no, Jack Ryan, not Reacher.
I want to see Jack Reacher because it has the dude that played Vlad in Blue Mountain State, and he's also Raphael. He's Raphael in the.
You mean Hawk? From...
Yeah, Hawk. Yes, that guy's actually good. I like that dude.
Yeah.
Or old Aquaman. Wasn't he old Aquaman?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he was old Aquaman.
He's old Aquaman. I like Jack. I like Now you're getting me all messed up. Okay, so
Mr.
Jack Ryan. I like Jack Ryan because I'm almost like, well,
Mr.
hey,
Fantastic.
not just
Jim.
that, and not just Jim, but Bunk is in it, and anything with Bunk from The Wire, I'm attached to it. I'm going in.
Oh yeah. Isn't his last name Wendell?
I think so, actually.
that dude's fire.
But anything with my man in there, I'm watching this show, and the fact that it just did some like espionage stuff, but he's also playing like a regular guy. You're like, oh, cool. And then you're just like, wait, this is who Harrison Ford is playing. Ah, shit. Now I gotta go back and watch all them old ass.
So there's the
movies.
Harrison Ford one.
There's
and
Ben Affleck.
Ben
There's
Affleck,
Ben
Some of All
Affleck,
Fears.
there's Clint Eastwood.
Eastwood.
So he's not. Yeah, he's supposed to be more.
And Clint
just
Eastwood
normal.
and Harrison Ford have multiple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford, I know he has.
Hunt for Red October.
No, that is. No,
that one's oh my
No.
god.
It's Air Force One is Harrison Ford. There's Clear and Present Danger, which is Clint Eastwood.
Wait, Air
There's
Force
some
One
of-
isn't Harrison
No,
Ford
Air
the
Force One
president?
isn't that.
Yeah. that's
Isn't
what-
Air
Hunt,
Force
Hunt
One
for Red
in
October, Alec Baldwin is Jack Ryan.
Alec Baldwin? Really? I
Yes.
didn't know
Nigga.
that.
That's how much dudes have played. Alec Baldwin was Jack Ryan.
Alec Baldwin can't play nobody actiony. I guess he can.
No.
Sorry. He was
no.
a shadow. Sorry.
When you go back and look at that movie, you're like, oh yeah, that guy was good looking. Holy crap. That
Back
guy
in
was
the night. Yeah,
like there was a joke in 30 Rock
Mm.
and him and what's his name in 30 Rock? His character in 30 Rock, and then somebody else.
Yeah.
They're two tens, so they're talking, and so they're like, someone comes in like, hey, excuse me, what six two tens are talking?
Patriot games we're talking about.
Right,
Then
so I have,
and then he also shows a picture of him when he was younger, and Liz Lemon's like, holy crap, Jack, you're beautiful. He's like, yes, I'm a 10. I'm actually a 10.
Oh,
so in order of the Jack Ryan movies, it's
Mhm.
Hunt for Red
Red
October in
Patriot
1990,
Games,
Patriot
Clear-
Games,
yeah.
Clear and Present Danger, then Sum of All Fears, and then Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit that not a lot of people.
The Chris
Shadow
Pine
Recruit.
one.
Who those?
That's Chris Pine.
Oh,
So
Chris Pine
it
one.
goes Alec Baldwin, then Harrison Ford, then Clint Eastwood, then because Sum of All Fears, which is what's his
Ben
name?
Affleck.
Ben Affleck. That's like a prequel to everything that they had seen at that point. And then Jack Ryan, I don't know where it sets in his timeline.
The show Jack Ryan?
No, the
Okay.
Jack Ryan Shadow
Okay.
Recruit.
Because
I think that's supposed to be an origin story.
What the fuck?
Okay,
because all
go
right.
on.
No, because what I'm saying is in this show, his quote unquote origin story is like he was just like a Marine, and then he was on a helicopter, he was getting everybody home, and then he let this one kid on. This is wild. He lets this one kid on who takes a picture of him. He's all like, oh, okay, don't take a picture, but you can come with us. And the way they filmed this, shouts to the child actor who did this, because they basically filmed it as they're all sitting in like a bus helicopter. So Jack Ryan's in the corner over here. Small kid, refugee child is like near the front, just close enough to the pilots. Man looks at Jack. This I will say, this little nigga looks at Jack Ryan, cocks a bit of a smile, shows a grenade, and does beep, huh, and just goes, and like that's it. Like everybody dies except for Jack Ryan. He's like, and you're like, well, goddamn,
yeah,
you must hate kids. But yeah, that it was pretty. It was the 8 episode. I don't usually like 8 episode series, but for this season and the story it told and how it went through it very, 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 very well. And I wasn't expecting to see most of what I saw from it. It was a show that kind of, it was R-rated, so it'd have swearing, but they used it tastefully, not like
good,
not like a James Gunn. Yeah.
Which is every 60 seconds, like, this is not believable. No,
yeah, like people don't talk like that. Yeah, it's believable. Like it's like, oh, okay, cool, very nice, very like protocol, follow the, you know, the like, not so much. I guess it's like the follow protocol in terms of like hierarchy and whatnot. But then some people are skipping over it, and that's cool. I could not work for like any kind of government like Pentagon type area, because that shit is like people literally tell you fuck you to your face, but in the nicest way. You're like, I don't know, can't do corporate. Can't do corporate. Fine. But yeah, this good show. I'm gonna watch season 2. I like it. Yeah.
I thought his origin was that he was like a desk jockey that was really good at numbers or something like that, and then like he found out something, and you know, like he's not really a field guy. I thought that's what his origin was, that he's not actually a field dude and gets thrust into it.
Yeah, here from this point, he's basically an ex-Marine that's not a field guy, but this showing his past of being a Marine and all that kid blowing it up kind of shows you like, oh, so this is why if he needs to, he could bust your ass. But yeah, because like the first episode, he gets into a fight with like 2 terrorist dudes, and he's all like, and he does some trick to get them to leave, but he like pulls a grenade, and they're less like, he doesn't have the pin, and he's just like, oh, you're bluffing. He's like, I'm not. And then they're like, all right, we're gonna leave and not kill you. And then you just see him quickly like, and then put the pin back in, and you're just like, that wouldn't happen. Like, like you're not. No one's that still of a person to not know.
Yeah. I remember it's what's his name again? Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. It's part of that.
Yeah.
That world. Isn't this like the third? No, this is the second thing they did. I know. Didn't Michael B. Jordan do something for?
He did
Prime Video, and it was like a Tom Clancy thing.
Yeah, it was a movie where at the end I saw it I forget the name of it, but I saw it a long time ago. But at the end, they referenced, which I believe to be the Rainbow Six franchise.
Ah, okay. Without Remorse is the name of the movie.
Jesus,
it's actually a good movie. It's a pretty good movie. Another movie that was a pretty good movie was Violent Night. which is what I saw.
What the
Okay.
hell?
So Violent Night, boys. Oh boy. It's
What
like
the
as
hell?
if this movie is as if Home Alone and Die Hard had a baby and Santa Claus was John McClane. And in doing
No.
so, I shit you not, it is fucking both hilarious. If you like action movies, and even to a certain degree, 80s, 90s action movies in the sense of like the comedy that is derived in those movies,
Ebenezer Scrooge. What
This
the
is-
fuck?
amazing, dude. Oh, that's the other thing. In the movie, all the bad guys, like their team,
Yeah.
like you know how like we have to have code names since the heist. So the heist in this movie is that people are taking over a person's specific house because this rich person in their like underground vault have like X amount of money. They're trying to steal it, and in order to like have code names, everyone's name is some form of Christmas reference.
Terrible.
And the like leader, which is John Leguizamo, his name is Scrooge. And dude, it is fucking entertaining. And the story arc is while this is happening, so basically a family is going to go see the grandmother. Let's say the grandmother is this rich, powerful businesswoman. She has a son and a daughter. The daughter is like typical sucking off the tit of the mom type thing, and so is her entire family. The son is like kind of, you see him rebellious and he doesn't want to necessarily be there, and you could tell that he brings over his daughter and her mom, which he clearly had relations with, but you can tell that they're no longer together, whether or not they're divorced or whatever, doesn't matter. So when the bad guys or whatever come over, everyone's in hostage mode, and the girl and the dad, for whatever reason, earlier in the story, gave her some type of like walkie-talkie that he claimed she could like talk to Santa, but since he's so busy on Christmas, he might not be able to answer you back type thing. Sidebar. On the side note of the world, you see Santa Claus portrayed by I forget, it's that guy from
Yeah.
Stranger Things there.
Stranger Things.
Freaking, he's a Red Guardian, homeboy.
Yeah, exactly. He's Red Guardian. So he's Santa Claus who's downing life. He's like going through like you see him at a bar. He's going through the motions of like doing this again. He's like, no one believes in me anymore, and why am I doing this? And doing all his like Santa Clausing all drunk and shit. That happens for a significant point in the movie, and then by chance, while he's visiting this family, things happen that like the reindeer kind of bounce, and he's stranded at this house where he can't but be compelled to like help this family because he's like, I'm Santa Claus, I can't just watch these people die. And then that made up walkie-talkie, which is it's an actual walkie-talkie, but the concept of him saying, well, you could talk to Santa with it is obviously made up. She starts speaking to it and actually starts communicating to Santa.
Actor that plays Santa is David Harbour. Yeah,
but it is. Let me put it this way: I'm adding this to my annual watch list. This destroys Spirited. It's right up there with Die Hard. I'm telling you right now, it's like hilarity of. It is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. The sidebar that they do with Santa to change, because they changed some of the mythos of Santa Claus in this. Cool. It doesn't matter. It allows you to be this crazy person who could kill people. So
they made him
cool.
I'm not saying it, but wow.
Oh, you read it up?
I'm reading it live, and I'm just like, that's nuts. They did that. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to spoil too much. I feel I've spoiled enough, and I don't want to like take away from people.
Hard. Yeah,
but it is worth the watch. It is definitely worth the watch. That's all. That's all I'll say. And like the kills were good.
The kills are good. That's messed up.
Well, no, it's I'm telling you, I'm
talking
to people. Yeah, you're watching an action film. It's like example, John Wick and Matrix. The kills were there. The fights were good. The kills were good. What do you want?
I remember did 3 come out or 3's? No, 4 is the next one coming out. So in 3, where they're fighting with the knives, that was intense. When they're in some kind of knife museum, and just that was intense, and it was a good fight, but it was just like, okay, that's a bit much. Same, I think we're so desensitized to gun killing when it comes to knives, and you're really in there, you're just like, I don't like that. And then same with same with Logan. Remember that scene at the where Professor X has his seizure and he messes up everybody, and Logan just stabbing people, and it's just slow stab. You're like, I don't like this no more. Please stop it. And at the end, he's just going berserk, and he's just like, and he's just getting everybody. It's like, this is what you wanted. You wanted this, people. Look at it. It's not pretty. Look at it.
It's not pretty.
It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
You're fucking funny.
I remember when I was a kid, we managed to watch Die Hard 2 for like a friend of mine's like older brother's birthday, and I think before that we watched Terminator 2. And when we watched Die Hard 2, I think we kind of took it off because someone got stabbed with an icicle in the head, and we're like, yeah, that's a bit much, man. T-1000 stabbing people in the eye, all that, that's fine, going, that's fine. That's, good wholesome family fun. Dude getting stabbed with an icicle, we see icicles outside. We ain't about that.
Those things could happen.
we six years old, man. We ain't about stabbing people with icicles. That's not cool. There's a line and you crossed it.
That's when you're looking up as a kid, you're quickly going under like when you're leaving someone's house because you don't want them to fall in your brain. You know what I mean? Because your little kid brain is like, if it falls on my head, it's gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. No, we don't want that.
This movie's nuts.
I mean, we like violence, but we're not monsters.
Jesus, that's fucking funny. Yeah, needless to say, I strongly suggest for people to have a watch.
Cool.
I'll check it out. That's for sure.
Jaws, did you see anything good recently?
I was watching the second half of what was it called? Inside Job on Netflix. And then it turned out Netflix said, "Nah, we don't need a season 2. We good." So I thought I was watching season 2 of Inside Job, but it turns out it's the second half of the first season, and it didn't even renew it. But that show was jokes. It was funny. Lots of good voice actors in there. Ron Funches is in it. He plays Mothman. And when I remember there was a bit that Ron Funches had where he said, "How can you go throughout life and not believe in any what do you call it again? Oh no.
Go on. You got it.
Conspiracy theories. You believe in nothing? No conspiracy? None. So you just believe that the government's telling us the truth all the time?" And I'm like, oh my God.
Batting 1,000?
Yes. The government's batting 1,000, just up front with everything all the time.
Yeah. He's like, all I know is this. I'm in charge of I have a son. I'm in charge of one person. And I lie to that blimp all the time. And I was like, oh my God.
But it's so true.
It's so bad.
It's so true. Like, yeah, of course our parents lie. Kids can't handle like the truth. Hey, yo, I by accident killed your dog. All right, it's buried underneath the yard over there. Don't worry about it. So what happens when we die? I don't know. I don't know. Some people think you go to heaven. Some people think you go to hell. Some people think you just stop existing. Good luck. Live with that. Are people just mean and bad? Yep. Look at history. Like you can't dump all of that on your kid. Yeah. You could dole it out little by little. You could IV feed them a little bit. Like, hey, sometimes people are gonna be really weird and crazy, just a little bit by bit. But you can't just give them the world. Like deal with that.
The truth is like an onion. You just take one.
It's stinky.
Exactly.
You get into the middle of it. It's gross and stinky. You might not like it.
Oh shit.
Jesus.
So yeah, watching that, it's really good. It's really fun.
Did they unrenew it like a week after? It was what happened with this? Because people are
so
mad
basically
about it.
The second half of the first season came out in November, and then 2 days ago it was reported that they were not renewing it for a second season, even though the show is actually really good. But I mean, it seems like the way Netflix kind of works is that they only focus on how much people binged watched it, and then they'll make their decision after that on if they want to keep it around or not. That's what it seems like how it works.
They need to.
I mean, that's what people have
at that place.
That's what people have been trying to piece together. Like this seems like how they've been doing it is if you have like when you watch a Netflix show, you have to binge it. That counts as numbers. That counts as people are liking this. So just remember that anything on Netflix comes out that's Netflix, you have to binge it, which stinks because I want to watch it on my own time. I
that's the whole reason. That's the whole reason why you have the option to binge it is so that you can watch it whenever you want.
No, that is silly because
that's not how Netflix counts it.
I know it's horrible.
That's silly because Ginny and Georgia should not have no season 2 because that shit is terrible. And I don't understand. Like, what are you talking?
Is that the seniors, the senior women doing their own thing because their husbands?
That's the maybe that's the senior.
Ginny and George.
No, Ginny and Georgia is like a terrible show about like, it's like a
and Georgina.
No, Ginny and Georgia.
Georgia. Sorry, yeah, Ginny and Georgia. Sorry.
Terrible show. Not terrible show. Weird show. Kid drama. Shouldn't be binged. Don't even know how it has a season 2. And here we are with.
Maybe it's cheap to make.
No, there's real people in it, man. Like that show you were talking about was animated.
Yeah.
If anything, that show has less of a budget than this. Anyways, terrible. Sean Ashmore's in it, I think. No, or one of the Ashmores. It could either be Sean Ashmore or his twin brother that was on Animorphs. I'm gonna go with Sean Ashmore.
It's a random name drop.
Well, I saw him in an episode the other day. I was like, "What are you doing on TV? You're Iceman." I was like, "Oh, you're not Iceman, and you're actually his brother that was on Animorphs."
Yeah, I remember that show.
No, it's Sean.
You know,
it's Sean. I remember that.
People in Inside Job. It's Lizzie Kaplan, Christian Slater's in there, Tisha Campbell, Gina, Joe DiMaggio, Bobby Lee's in it.
Oh,
Ron Funches, like I mentioned before, and I think Adam Scott is in the newest season.
Okay,
because obviously Lizzie Kaplan's in it. So remember they were both in Party Down together, so they have a really good chemistry off of each other. And yeah, I think that's a good chunk of the people that people would probably know. But it's still really funny, still a really good show. Definitely watch it. It's sad. I'm sad to see it go. I'm sad to see it not conclude and continue on. It should continue on.
I don't know. You can't trust Netflix no more.
Oh, snap. Nope. Well, look at that. My bad. Sean Ashmore was actually the one who played Jake in Animorphs, and his brother, Aaron, is the one who's in Ginny and Georgia. Whoops. Evil twins. Apparently, Sean's the evil one.
I wonder if one is like way more popular and the other one isn't.
It's Sean, but I guess Aaron gets the more TV because the last TV show Sean was on was in 2020. Meanwhile, Aaron's out here working. Aaron's on like sheesh and like good stuff too. Shit. Except for Hudson and Rex. Don't watch Hudson and Rex. I hate that show.
You look deep into the camera when you said
look it up and see how bad it is.
No, Hudson and Rex is a buddy cop show with a guy in his his German Retriever dog. No.
Okay.
German Shepherd.
Sorry.
So it's
German
canine, but TV show.
It's bad. It's bad. Come here, Rex, and the dog just jumps and does stop. Just stop. Get out of here. The guy drives a Camaro or something. It's really bad.
Do you guys remember that old show where there was like a cop that
Jake and the Fat Man? Sorry.
No, it's the one where like for some it's an old TV show. It was on YTV. It was like a guy died, but he transferred his brain to a
Doghouse.
Doghouse.
Digby's
in the
Digby the
Doghouse. Hell yeah.
Digby the dog.
Yeah, man. Doghouse.
He's hot. He's a lovable guy.
That show is so bad, but it was so 90s.
Marcus was it's by man's best friend, and it's some Doghouse. Oh man, I remember
Digby's
that song.
in the Doghouse. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah. That's my shit. What do you mean? That and Maniac Mansion.
Yeah,
Maniac Mansion.
Maniac Mansion was hard. I love that show. Like it's unappreciated because like I think I used to hate it when it was on when I was like 5, 6, 7, and then like 8 or 9, maybe 10, 11. I started I'm like, oh, this shit's got jokes.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Yeah, Maniac Mansion was good.
I think I was about Weird Silence the show.
Weird Science the show was dope because their Lisa was better than the movie Lisa. Much better. Like,
well, she had a lot more to do. She had to do a lot more.
Yeah.
And she had that. Didn't they wish back, Albert Einstein, but they only got the brain.
And
then her
she
her
fell in
and
love
Albert
with him.
Einstein had like they're in love with each other.
Yeah, because she was super smart. Yeah. Remember Chet, his brother? I see that guy.
Oh,
I see him
he
in
was just a big
everything
dick.
now, and I can only see him as Chet. I'm almost like, you're trying to be serious, but you're still Chet. I see you trying to expand your, your acting chops, but nah, you're Chet, bro. Stop. Just stop. Oh man, Weird Science. That show was good. What happened to that girl? Weird Science. They made a whole dope ass song just for that one movie.
Well, yeah, that's what's his name?
Because that was Robert Downey, no?
No. The name Danny Elfman, Oingo Boingo. That's the guy that did Weird Science, the song.
Danny Elfman. Hold on.
Oingo Boingo.
Don't do that. I don't know what that Danny.
You know who Danny Elfman is? Any movie that Tim Burton does is Danny Elfman. Batman theme, Danny Elfman.
Oh snap! Look
90s,
at that.
90s Batman theme, Danny Elfman. Beetlejuice, Danny Elfman.
Why does Danny Elfman look like an evil Batman rogues gallery villain himself?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Danny Elfman looks like a mix between the Riddler and like something else and like Carrot Top.
Well, that's just old Danny Elfman. That's just older Danny Elfman.
That's his Danny Elfman flexing. Like he's trying to look like. That's great. Oingo Boingo. Yeah, here we go. Okay.
Oingo Boingo.
You are not wrong.
Right? He looks like he could be a Batman villain.
He has a lot of tattoos though.
What? I didn't see that. Oh yeah, there you are. Look at him. So he made Weird Science.
Yeah.
This guy's got money. This is what you're saying.
He's been around. He's been doing stuff forever.
I'm literally looking at a picture of him. He looks like as if he could be fucking the Joker in this.
Yes.
He's
not playing. This guy is not playing.
Which picture? There's several pictures. One's where he's got like his hair's cut. He's got glasses.
He's like doing this.
And there's another one where he's got the moppish hair.
Yeah,
man. He literally looks like this, and he's smiling. Exactly.
I don't want to hang out with this. This is someone you don't hang out with on Halloween. He'll take that shit too seriously, man.
Oh.
Hanging out with Danny Elfman.
Oh my gosh. He has apparently like I think it might be an album or something called Happy, and the picture is very
this guy's scary, man.
I don't like it. I don't think I could unsee that. It's not even that extreme. It's because it's him, and it's like his eyes are bulging out of his sockets. It's very and he's smiling in the creepiest way as if he's enjoying this pain. It is fucking disturbing.
Ooh, wow. Okay. Damn. That's great. Wait, he did what?
Typically a lot of stuff.
Elfman also samples for his own percussion, guitar, More than half of some of the scores of features over before include. He did Dead Presidents? Okay. I apparently mess with this man because Dead Presidents.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure was him.
What?
Yes, like I said, him and Tim Burton. Any Tim Burton movie was usually him up until a certain point, and then they kind of, from what I'm reading, they had a falling out. But yeah,
but like after
Tim Burton did a lot of movies.
Mans did Age of Ultron. He did Men in Black International. He did with Spy Kids. He did this guy's gangster. Okay.
He did Spider-Man.
No, he did Spy Kids.
Hold on a second. Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire. Spider-Man. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Oh, he did. Oh, he did Darkman.
Oh. Yep. He's in that crew of like Sam Raimi.
He did some Key Simpsons episodes.
Yeah.
He did the original Flash.
Wow.
TV show. He did Pure Luck, which is one of my favorite freaking films. That's crazy.
Look at this rabbit hole I sent everyone down.
He did Army of Darkness.
Oh yeah, he would. Look at him. You think he didn't? Stop it. Of course he did Army of Darkness. He wrote that movie. Shit. That's scary as fuck.
Dammy legend. OG. Legend.
Mars Attacks as well.
As the kids say, goated.
Oh man. I'm trying to delete this.
Should we move on to the other stuff, or?
Yeah, what you got?
Yeah, sorry. Well, I mean, I know it's Geek News and Rumors, no?
Yeah.
But we don't have the song.
So going off first, we got Marvel Studios Ant-Man and Wasp Quantum. I can't say that one.
Quantumania.
New trailer. I didn't get to see it. Did you guys see it?
Saw it, and
Yeah,
a lot of people are big mad that. Oh, I saw someone say that Kang is not his Kang, and I'm just like, y'all just need to stop.
What the fuck does that mean? He looks. I don't know what that
so
means.
in this trailer, you find out what Kang has that Scott Lang wants. So he's basically telling him, "I can make you go back in time, and you could be with your daughter before she gets older. You lost a lot of time while you're in my realm." Blah blah blah. So what they do is that Kang's supposed to have a blue face, right?
Yeah.
But you don't know, it's like, but it's John Majors is playing him. So okay, so how's that going to work out? So they show you that it's basically like a
visor thing,
a visor kind of mask thingy. So when he has the visor on, he has the blue face, and when he doesn't need it, it goes away, and that's it. So now everyone's all mad that they're seeing a black person's face.
Okay, but
you already know who. Even though you already knew who this character was going to be,
I saw people. Listen, people. The one person was like, "That's not my Kang. They should have based him more on EMH, Avengers EMH." If you look at Avengers EMH, Kang is fucking black. It's not. It's literally smacking you in the face like this. Bah, 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 bah. He's a black man. Like, it's so how his wife, guys. Internet. I'm gonna need you to stop. Internet, stop getting angry at things that you can't just.
What does it even fucking matter though?
Because
at this point, like.
They're like, you should read the Avengers comics. His face was always blue. Like, I don't see how you all are mad at. Okay, all right. I don't know, man.
So basically, in this trailer, I'm assuming you're seeing the end fight of some kind.
That's probably the beginning fight.
Oh, the beginning fight. They're just all messed up.
He just busts his ass one time, and then the whole movie's just Ant-Man trying to get back to that point. Like, hey, hold on, wait. If I do this, you won't punch me that hard.
And you get to see Kang use some of his powers, so he's like shooting out energy blasts and stuff and everything like that.
You see MODOK.
Oh yeah, you see MODOK.
MODOK's the homeboy though. It's blatantly a Yellow Jacket though. It's like a leak from when Loki when you see the big head.
Yeah.
So basically they just cut his head out that thing and we're like, you're MODOK now.
Yeah.
You're designed only for killing because you couldn't find the rest of your body. Here, we got you some hands and legs though. They're real small. Sorry.
So basically it's them it's just giving you like, okay, this is the motivation, this is why, this is what's going on. He tempts him like, oh, if you help me, I'll help you.
I want to see why all those other dimensional Ant-Mans are running around and that big one who got cut up. Yeah, that looked painful. I'm like, oh, ever since y'all did that with Reed Richards, y'all are just running around with that rubber band thing, huh? You cut up everybody. Everybody's a rubber band.
Everyone likes seeing that happen. So
yeah, man.
it again.
It saves them from showing actual guts. It's like, no, you get the idea.
Yeah.
All right. Next on the docket, TNT's Shredder's Revenge is apparently free on Netflix gaming platforms, which
now
screw you.
Now,
no, why?
Hold on.
Dude.
It's not free. Yeah. You still have to have a Netflix subscription.
Yeah.
And the only way you're playing it is on your phone. So, I mean, sure, it's on your phone. Boo, have to have its net. But who's playing games on Netflix? Who's really playing games on Netflix?
Who's still playing games on their phone?
And then on top of it, if you really want to connect your phone with a controller and play it like this, it's a little annoying. It's a little annoying. You get a little clip and you got to put your controller on there, and then why don't you just play it on your nice big, like if you have a controller, which is probably a PS4 or an Xbox controller or a Switch controller, why don't you play it on one of those consoles?
Right? I don't know. I just find it. Anyways.
So I mean, I understand, but it's just an added value. But again, I don't think any of us are really playing games on the Switch, like on our phones like that, unless it's just a little like, and then you press it for a few seconds and you put it away.
I don't even know why they would buy the rights to do this. To be honest with you, I find that I find it stupid.
Well, usually what happens is basically like, you have your initial sale. So if you're like a game developer, you have your initial sale, it goes, and then you have your sales. When it hits Boxing Day, Christmas time, what's the other one?
Black
Friday, etc. All those times, and then then it's kind of quiet for a bit until maybe a new Ninja Turtles movie comes out or a new Ninja Turtles TV show comes out, and then you kind of get that residual thing. So this is just probably part of the selling process where it's like, okay, well, we need to put it on something else. Oh, let's put it on Netflix. Netflix is giving us a chunk of money to put this on there. Okay, all we have to do is make sure it works. Boom, done. So I think it's a bigger boon for the developers, which is really great. And then the content holders get something. And I'm pretty sure it coincides with whatever Ninja Turtle stuff they have on Netflix as well.
Speaking of games that are worth it that aren't going to Netflix, Dave, I took you up on your Sifu offer, and my God.
Yeah.
So which one?
Sifu.
My God.
Really?
Sifu. You put, oh my goodness. You talked about Sifu.
I'm sorry.
No. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry at all.
You enjoy it?
It's good.
Nigga, I can throw people downstairs. What are you talking about? Did I enjoy it? What? What? Boy, listen, the first level, I played that for 24 hours. I didn't even want to beat the first level. I played that level till I mastered it, till it was like a friggin' rhythm. Like, I literally was just like, oh my gosh, this game is so good. And I don't know how far you got, but a friend of mine showed me, hey, there's shortcuts. And I was like, what the hell did you show me that for? So now you showed me shortcuts in which I can bust people's asses more and not die. Listen, these bosses in this game are the most, once you know how to beat them, they're fine. But they're the most frustrating bunch of niggas that you're ever going to fight. Ever. Especially in a game where you die and your age goes up. Because you're not trying to age. You're not trying to go into the next level being all 40. You know what I mean? You're trying to keep that lean and good and whatever. So that's where the repetition comes from. You're like, well, no, I died once. I can't. No. So you just restart the level. And then you just restart. So I cut through the first level, fine. Second level, the club, fine. Great. Beat that boss. The third level, the museum, my favorite level. I love this level. Why? Because you can go upstairs and there's different levels and people come at you with bats and shit. Except for when you start getting cocky like me, you're like, oh no, off the railing you go. And then people fall to their doom. And it's great. You can literally beat people. You can take pride and joy into beating people within an inch of their life, knowing that they're trying to come kill you. It's great. I love Sifu, and there should be a sequel to this game. Shouts to this independent developer. You guys get all the roses, all the flowers, get them all.
Soul clap.
Soul clap. It's fake.
Yeah. So
soul clap.
I will let you know, Skinny. They have another game,
my man,
that came out before Sifu called Absolver, but I would probably suggest you to not play Absolver because it's almost like a more chopped up version of Sifu in a way. So like when you play the game, you start off as like kind of like a nobody, but you choose a specific fighting style, and then you go throughout the world and you fight other people. And as you're fighting them, you can encounter a master, and you could fight the master, and then you could take them on as a master and then learn their moveset and then add it to yours.
Jesus. And
then you mix and match and stuff. But I think from what I heard people kind of like Sifu a little bit more because it's more focused as opposed to Absol, where you kind of, okay, well, I like this move. I don't like that move. Okay, I'm going to find someone until I get this move. And then this. Yeah. And I think Absolver is more of an online game, if I remember right. So, so it's a little bit more, involved. So I would suggest not playing it and keep going with.
I haven't beaten Sifu yet because mastering the fourth level, I haven't gotten there yet. But just knowing, like, okay, there is that. The selling point of this game, because it's what they show people in the preview, it's the old boy section of the first level, where it just the camera switches and it looks like old boy. Except for what they don't tell you is that you can. Oh my god. You can throw any weapon you have, and once you have environmental mastery, which I got very early because of all the experience I gained from dying multiple times and just buying moves permanently. So you can throw a bottle and then run off the person's knee and just knee them in the face.
Nice.
And the rhythm you get, like the joy I get from pulling that off and then taking a pipe from somebody and just beating everybody else with said pipe. This game, it's like number one stress reliever. I've been wanting to fight all of 2022. Like legit, people have just been getting me mad, and I'm just like, you know what? I need to fight. I need to let it out. Sifu, let me let that out. Thank you for not letting me catch a felony. Thank you.
I'll say this: thank you for introducing me to this game, because you're mixing me with somebody else. I've never heard of this game. And
You didn't tell them? Who?
No, so I've been like, you
I
told me.
swear.
I was so confused at first. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, what is he
I don't know what
talking
he's
about? And like on the side, I'm researching it, being like, yeah. And I'm looking like, this game looks amazing, and I'm just happy to hear this review.
No,
and then like the funny thing is, there's when you Google something, sometimes they have like the extra lines and whatnot. And one of those lines is literally called, "Is the game Sifu worth it?" Right away, NME gave Sifu a score of 5.5 stars, saying the review, "Sifu took me 15 hours to beat, and I thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it."
Wow. Yeah, I definitely thought
about that life.
But hey, okay. So shouts to whoever told me about Sifu that looks enough and sounds enough like Dave that I just superimpose it on him. He goes to Dave now. This is a great game. Yeah, everybody should play this game.
I was telling you about Ghost of Tsushima at one
Oh
point.
yes. Well, no, I did play Ghost of Tsushima. So how did I confuse Tsushima with Sifu?
I started that game and got very intimidated, and I'm gonna go back to it, but it's just like, oh man,
Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima.
That's
I love it.
Once you get into it,
that game is great.
Once you get into the second half, it's great. But then I'm at a point where now I'm just traveling around looking for like packs of people to take on, because I'm just like, I want everybody. Just give me all the smoke. And Sifu gives you all the smoke.
They have sources, like change your win settings. You could get to that shit easily.
Yeah. All right, I want to kill people. Good.
Yeah, because
if you go for the things that you're looking for, it naturally brings you to the people that you're supposed to be killing.
Good.
Yeah. And then the third act is a doozy.
I mean, I don't know if it's Sifu doozy, because listen.
Well, I mean, like it's too. I don't know. I've never.
You need to play
through it.
Play. Get this game now. Play it.
Don't spoil nothing.
I've seen. I look at these videos. It looks very, very good.
It's so good. It's only 2 buttons that you really need, and it's so good.
Get good.
Yes, you do have to get good in this game, because you will quickly get. Yeah, and then they were like, "Oh, I got a trophy," and they were like, "Congratulations, you've done every takedown once." And I was like, "How long have I been playing?"
Akil comes up and he's got a long beard, a long gray beard. How long have I been playing for?
Well, you have an option. The game's like, "Oh, do you want to be like a female or a male?" And like I tell Danny, and Danny's like, "Obviously female." I'm just like, "All right, cool." And I kind of feel like the brutality hits harder because you're like this. You're not you're a slender woman, but like the what she's laying out, you're like, all right, okay. You didn't have to do all that. You didn't need to crush the man's head against a cement wall. You didn't need to give him
the floor hard.
Yeah, like some things you're just like, come on, chill. But hey,
that's fine. Back to the news. You People featuring Eddie Murphy and Jonah Hill trailer came out. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I saw it.
I did.
And what's it about?
It's so funny. So basically, it's about Jonah Hill. He's, I guess, he's in his 30s, Jewish guy. Kind of wants love, and his friend, who, if I remember right, the person that's playing his friend, she actually had a special on Netflix, and she's like, "I've never seen a guy want love so bad like Drake, but like not any version of Drake, like Views Drake." And he's like, "Yeah, I feel like I'm sitting on a building with my legs dangling." And so there's like a little meet cute with him and this black girl, and they end up going on a date, and they actually like hit it off very well. And so, I guess it cuts forward a bit, and he wants to marry her. So he's going to pop the questions, but he has to meet her family. So cut to family, and the family is made up of Eddie Murphy, and I want to say, I think it's Neil. Is it Nia Long? Is the mom here? And so basically, he has to, win over the parents, and then what ends up happening is that it is Nia Long. Okay, cool. And then they go and meet his parents, and his parents is what's her name? Dreyfus? Louis Dreyfus?
Louise Dreyfus.
What's her name? Elaine, basically, and David Duchovny.
Oh snap! Okay,
those are his parents, and obviously it's very awkward and stuff. And then it turns out her parents are Muslim, but like Eddie Murphy is more Nation of Islam. And then obviously his parents are Jewish, and a little tension going on there and everything like that. So I'm excited to see it. And they're just trying to survive their parents, just trying to get together and all that kind of stuff. So it's very entertaining and some heavy hitters all around. So I'm excited to see it. Netflix.
Oh, when? Out? It's already?
I don't know if it's out yet. Let me just double check here.
Because you never know with Netflix.
January 27th.
Okay, that's soon.
Rated R. Rated
Damn.
R comedy.
Damn. All right.
So yeah, some heavy hitters here. I'm assuming this is part of like Eddie Murphy's other Netflix deal of movies that are coming out kind of thing. Oh, and there's a scene where Eddie brings Jonah Hill to a black barbershop, and the black dudes call him White Cuz, and Jonah Hill looks at Eddie and he's like, "Wait, am I White Cuz?" And he's like, "Well, I'm not White Cuz." So just kind of messing with them and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited for this.
That should be fun. I'm excited. Haven't seen Jonah in a minute, except for that really bad movie last year. What was that movie? The End of the World movie or whatever that people love.
Oh, the other Netflix movie. Yeah.
No, whatever that.
No shit.
Yeah.
We should really care about if the world's going to end, everybody. Boo.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? That's a little too close to home. Shut up. I don't want to hear that shit.
And to finalize the other trailers that came out today, Renfield came out and Evil Dead Rise came out as well.
What? Evil Dead movie?
What? A new Evil Dead. It's I think it's a reboot.
The newer girl. The newer person. So
wait,
Renfield.
What? Oh, okay, let's go.
Yeah, like this Renfield one is supposed to have.
Go on.
No, sorry. Is Evil Dead? This one is not supposed to have any. What's his name?
Ash?
No, Ash will be present anymore in any of the Evil Deads going forward.
Oh, that's stupid.
Why?
Well, he gave up his boots. Basically, like when you saw like that little nod in
the really weird Evil Dead one,
not the Evil Dead one, the
remake or the reboot?
No. Doctor Strange, the Madness. What's it
called? Oh, Doctor Strange in the
Multiverse of Madness. Like those last nods were like his last nods to the character. That because like shortly before or after that he said he's like, I'm not doing it anymore because he wants the franchise to like be like somehow like survive without him finally.
The motherfucker picked her up in a truck in the last movie. What are you talking about?
Oh.
Wait. Hey. Continuity.
I kind of agree with him in the sense of like, this thing has to survive beyond me. It just can't be me the whole time. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So then we got to forget that whole ass other movie.
Well, I think this one is a reboot. I think actually.
Again.
Oh God.
No.
A lot of creepy stuff in this trailer, man. I'm
not watching that. I'm not watching that. Boy, I gotta go in the basement and roll up afterwards. I'm not trying to watch.
Yeah, man.
Sheesh.
This is the Red Band trailer, so this is like real violence going on and stuff. So. Woo!
Well, what evil has risen from the dead? Because I'm not trying to watch this. I'm really afraid.
If you're not trying to watch it, then don't watch it.
Okay, you're okay.
Just crazy looking eyes and cheese grater shit.
Because I might be a dad and where I'm the protector of the house. I'm still a pussy. Like I'm still not trying to for real. Like I put that.
Oh, are you like the dad from You? Us? No, us.
No,
not
from
you.
Us. Like I'm a big bad man dad, but when time comes, it's like, hey. Shoot you in the knee so the zombies get you first, and I'm just gonna run.
Oh my god!
You know what I'm talking about.
Let's
ridiculous.
Let's move on from your incrimination.
You're an asshole.
If you know, you know.
Lanny, run.
And then the last trailer we have is Renfield. So basically, this is a Dracula movie, but told through the eyes of Renfield, who's Dracula's handler, basically the guy that gets him the dead bodies while he's sleeping and everything like that, gets him the bodies so he can drink blood and get back to his regular power. So it's more focused on him, played by Nicholas Hoult, who is Beast. Yep. And so he has so basically I think within the context of Dracula, Renfield does all of this because he's promised that he's going to have the same kind of powers as Dracula. So in the movie, they kind of show that by him, he's able to eat bugs or something, and he becomes like superhuman for like a few minutes. And so in the context of the trailer and making it goofy and making it a little silly, but apparently it's still pretty violent. He goes to like an abused, like not Alcoholics Anonymous, but like a group where they help you. Where he's like, oh, I'm in a abusive relationship and I'm trying to get out. And like, well, what happens if you don't do anything that your abusive superior tells you to do? He won't grow to his full power. And so you kind of realize, okay, if I stop helping Dracula, then he won't be able to like do anything. But then guess who shows up at the meeting? Dracula comes to the door, and the person heading up the meeting says the one thing you're not supposed to say to a vampire: come in. So remember, vampires are I think the way the context of the story works is that they're aristocrats. So if you don't invite them in, like the movie Let the Right One In, if you don't invite them in, they can't come into your house.
Yeah.
But as soon as they trick you, or they tell you, or you tell them that they're invited in, then they'll come into your house and mess up your whole thing. So he comes into this meeting and just wrecks everything. And Dracula is played by Nicolas Cage. Just Nicolas Caging it up. And it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of interesting. And I'm down to see it.
Well, that was cool. While you were talking about that, and I checked out that poster, I happened to happen upon the Evil Dead Rise poster.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good.
Is it the crazy eyes? Is the crazy eyes?
Man,
the woman with the crazy eyes?
Like holding the girl. She's like holding
because the poster from far, it tells you nothing, and then you look at it and you're like, "Mommy loves." Oh no! Nope, I'm good. I live in an apartment and I have a mommy that I sleep next to. If that shit happens, I ain't trying to. Nope.
Yeah,
nope.
That's
Nope.
The smile in the eyes are just like, oh my god, I don't want that.
Lord mercy. What was that movie where the girl started doing was it Truth or Dare? Where the girl started doing a crazy smile? You know what was it?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was Truth or Dare or something where the wild, crazy, like Grinch smile started happening on humans, and I'm like, I'm not with that. I don't like that.
Same.
That the video for Black Hole Sun still freaks me out to this day.
Oh yeah, very much that.
I can't watch that high or at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it is Truth or Dare, 2018 movie.
Yeah,
2018.
Yeah, no. All to say, that was our show. I'm scared to go to bed now. All right. I'm being serious. I'm actually kind of scared.
I'm remembering like a comic I just saw today where it's this girl in the shower. She's washing her hair. Okay, lather, rinse, and then shampoo, lather, rinse, condition, let it sit, and then and then she's there in the darkness and some like evil face is there. Rinse. I'm like, what the hell? It's just a drawing. It's just literally a drawing, but it's just like some like the nun from The Conjuring nonsense.
Nope.
In the darkness.
Bro, I gotta go in the basement after, bro. You can't be doing that, man. Oh my god, dude, I have to go to the most ancient of ancient basements. Like after midnight, I don't go down there because just noises start happening. Yeah, Dave's been in my basement. He knows what's up. After midnight, you just start hearing like, nah.
That reminds me of a really good skit I saw where it was like if black people were in a horror movie. So it's this black guy. He gets out of his car. He goes to the door, walks to the door. All he hears, and then he just walks back out the door, gets into his car, pulls back, drives off, and it just says "end." Fade to black at the end.
That's black people, man. We're not trying to get caught up in none of that shit. Like, what? What do you mean the walls are bleeding? We need to leave right now.
This house was so cheap with this market. We can just wipe that down.
It keeps bleeding again, Dad.
Swipe it down. Don't worry about it.
The house is all like, get out. You're like, nah, man, I need to leave. No.
Oh, RD World 1 did a video about that where the real estate agent trying to sell you a haunted house and he's yelling at the house, I told you not to do that. I'm showing the house now. Stop it. I told you not to do that. Okay, now this room is very lovely. And then you see the girl from like Ring is there. And like, what are you doing here? What is that? No, there's nothing here. Okay, I'm done. I'm wrapping it up.
Oh man, that was a great episode. Episode 322 in the books. You guys have anything to say to recommend to the folks for you'd like them to tune into? Jaws D, Merc, what you got? Nothing.
Transformer Slag on YouTube. Check
My
that
man.
out.
Check out some previous episodes. We've done some good ones recently. Check
Do
out
that,
catalog.
yes. Go ahead. Go into our back catalog, watch those episodes, listen to them on Spotify. If you guys are listening to this, thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with the full gang, all of us here. I'm gonna keep doing this to bring about good energy because I'm seriously afraid to go up in my basement right now.
I'm sorry, man.
No, don't worry. Something about I'm really gonna have to click on this tab and just look. Nah. Like why
Face your fears, Skinny. Face your fears.
Just watch you people. Just watch that trailer.
Okay, I'll watch you people, and then
Watch
somehow
You
my
People
phone will
trailer.
stumble and get to it. No, man.
Just watch you people.
Just because I even looked up the words watch, Google's gonna start playing that on my YouTube now.
Oh no, just watch you people. Just watch that trailer.
Man. Anyway,
All right, man.
we will see you guys next week. Same bat time, same Geektastic channel.
Peace out.
Peace. Oh, I gotta play the outro, right?
Yeah, you gotta play the outro.
Definitely gotta play the outro. I forget we have an outro for the show. I do so many shows that I don't have an outro for the next one, but yeah, outro. But yeah. Love y'all. Next week.
Science.